Welcome to Before the Game.
And welcome to round one of the Swamport Hotel AMFL season. We're here live today from Tinchinara Oval, and we have two new sides in the competition, the Coorong Cats and the Southern Mallee Suns. Before the game this year is brought to you by Professionals Murray Bridge. A big thank you to David and Karen Clark of Professionals Murray Bridge. Welcome to the MyPo legend, first of all, Mark Steinert. How are you?
I'm good, Matty. Just pleased to be here. It's a fantastic atmosphere.
And also the King of the Mallee, Linton Baz Barrett. Have I got that right?
You have. Yep.
Thank you. And welcome along, Baz.
Yep. Thanks, Matt.
And
what an environment. What have we got going on here? How good is this? Finals-like atmosphere. Doesn't get any better.
It is just, it's a massive day, and we're going to talk a bit more about that in a minute.
Yep.
And also, my son, from direct from Melbourne, we're on the big budget. Welcome, Kobe Hood.
We're good to be here. Round one.
Got the Hilltop Hoods, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Lindsay, you just mentioned how big today is. It's just huge, isn't it?
It is.
What time did you get here this morning?
We got here about 10:30 and had to park about 3 deep.
Yep.
Because, obviously the fence was full. As I said before, finals-like atmosphere. A lot of people here I haven't seen for a long time that used to go to footy, but they're back. And that's what it's all about, new enthusiasm.
Absolutely. Alan, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you're new to AMFL TV, but you've been around the footy traps for a long time.
Born and bred in Lameroo. Started off my footy at Lameroo South. So Lameroo had two sides, South and North. Passionate Lameroo South person. We amalgamated with the Northies from over the other side of the railway line, and ended up playing not quite 400 games of footy. Then got into, I coached juniors, coached a bit of senior footy. Always been involved with running the club back at Lameroo. Love it.
For sure. Coach, just tell us, for the ones at home, what have you been up to lately?
Just living in Melbourne, doing a bit of a pro kick American punting program happening the last couple of years, and hopefully get over to the States, play some footy.
Play some college football.
That's it.
Good stuff. And Steiny, what about yourself? Vice president of the league, and obviously played a zillion games for MyPolonga.
Yep, MyPo. Yeah, I really wrapped to be down here today. I got here about 10 o'clock, and as Linton said, there was people everywhere, and the thing that surprised me, or not surprised me, but really thrilled me is there's just kids everywhere, and everyone I see's got a big smile on their face, and it's a great atmosphere, and it's a historic day for the league. So.
We've just finished the opening presentation for the Cats and Suns, and that will be live streamed at some point, just to have that official opening as well.
It was, yeah. I mean, a lot of people have done a lot of work. Had two clubs today. Meningie and BDT have been talking for a long time and doing a lot of work behind the scenes, as has the Southern Mallee Suns. And but there's a lot of good people. I've had an opportunity to have a lot of meetings with these guys late last year and early this year, and just so many good people, young people, enthusiastic. And I suppose in the last few years, Linton, they've had each year it's just a matter of can we squeak another year out? Whereas I think now there's a real sense of there's a long-term future and a real brightness ahead.
Totally agree, mate. I reckon what we've done is for the next 10 years, our league is teams will get stronger, there's more enthusiasm. Our future's looking really good.
Yep.
So it's great.
Alrighty, now we have some fantastic sponsors, and as we professionals, Murray Bridge, but we've also got some other sponsors that we have on match day, and would you like to run through them, please?
We can't survive without the support of sponsors, so our award and sponsors awards, major sponsor is obviously Swamport Hotel, and we want to say a big thank you to Steve supported the RMFL and also the clubs as well for many, many years. Steve's now sold the business and we wish him well in his future endeavours. And the Duxton Group have bought the hotel and continue to help supporting local sport in the region, so thank you to them. Our annual awards, we obviously have Dacia Irrigation and Fodder, the Player of the Year, and thank you to the O'Neill family, been a big supporter of footy, especially junior footy in the region. Dutton's, leading goal kicker and Goal of the Year and Team of the Year. I actually got a chance to bring down the Dutton BT50 today to bring the caravan down. It was a lovely vehicle to drive, so thanks to the guys there. Again, Mercurius Bakery and Lunch Trucks for our Mark of the Year. And to Chemist King for the Lyle Parker Club Championship. And for those who don't know, that's 2 points awarded to each grade where the club wins on a match day. And at the end of the year, those 4 grades are tallied up. And the one who's got the most wins the club championship. So it's not all about A-grade footy, it's about your depth throughout the whole year. So weekly awards again, McHugh's Bakery and Lunch Trucks Mark of the Day, Dutton's Goal of the Day, Dutton's Team of the Week. Smiley Car Wash, the people, the very generous people down at Smiley Car Wash and Farm Fresh Markets, Carlo and Tracy for our Player of the Day. Elders, new sponsor on board this year, Rising Star Best 21 and under, so all clubs are the same. I think that's one thing with the Mallee region, Linton, with juniors, that's been a struggle for you guys, so now those kids have got an opportunity to play some good junior footy and perhaps senior footy, so the best player who's under 21 will get that award. Murray Sales Defender of the Day, Crowy's Paints, our 1%er, our Coin Toss and Weather Wall, that's where our young Jimmy comes into play. We also have our Red Arc Replay, and our umpires in the green are sponsored by Enovan, so we thank them as well. And again, as I mentioned before, we can't survive without our sponsors as Clubland as well, so we do really thank those guys for supporting us in this very special 23, beg your pardon.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for running through them, Mark. I had a great opportunity this morning to, hadn't met Nick Hyde or their president Heath Bosley, and I sat down for just a very brief chat with them earlier today and asked them a few questions about what's happened leading into the season. So this is what they had to say. Heath and Nick, welcome along today. Absolutely massive day for your club, isn't it?
Fantastic to be involved in community sport again, so it's awesome to be part of the Suns and being into it.
For sure. Not everyone knows you that's watching today. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, Heath.
Yep, born and bred Pinaroo fella. Went away for a little while and then back to a family business, and that keeps me busy.
And married at all? Or?
Yeah, married.
Yeah. And yourself, Nick, just tell us a bit about yourself.
Actually located in the hills at the moment, in Lameroo. Played footy for Pinaroo and was on the farm. Side of Perilla, in between Lameroo and Pinaroo. So went to school in town, and then played a bit of footy in town, and then come back to Pinaroo, and now we're at the Suns, and also married, and yeah.
How big a challenge was it to bring a whole new club together in such a short period of time?
There was lots of work done, but we were very fortunate to have such a good team on it, and everyone did their workload, and yeah, we got there today.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a big day. Now, Nick, from a football side of things, obviously you had your own challenges in bringing, new players together. Just tell us about what you had to go through to do that.
Yeah, obviously with good committee and board above, it's been a pretty good process, really professional process, so it's made my job a lot easier. Obviously with 2 clubs that have been involved for so long, it's always going to take time. We're on a good road now, and I feel like we're going forward really well. So as a whole footy and netball club. So
nice. Yep. So there's a really good vibe around the place then.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is lovely.
Yep.
Heath, when it comes to supporters, it's always been tough for country clubs and supporters. Now, have you found that that's changed, bringing extra hands into the club to get all these jobs that just has to happen on a Saturday?
yeah, all those little jobs are now just filled. People are falling over themselves, put their hand up to do something for us, and yeah, that's been awesome to have that. Just that support and people saying, right, what do you want me to do next, and that, so that makes my job a lot easier for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, expectations from a footy point of view. What have you been sort of relaying to the boys, and what have you told them? Where do you want to be this year?
Yeah, expectation is just compete every week. We want to be competitive. We've got a brand of football that I think holds us in good stead every game, and just to be able to sustain that as well. So a brand of footy that can hold up right through the year, down to the pointy end of the year. So I've just told the boys that we want to compete and be competitive every week, and be a real consistent, hard team to score against type of scenario.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So now we always have 10 questions. Whoever sits in these chairs, we get 10 questions at the end. So we're going to fire away. The quick answers, no mucking around.
You've sprung this on us.
Absolutely. We've got to keep a few little secrets. Okay, first of all, age.
42.
28.
Middle name.
Michael.
James.
Footy number when you played.
4.
44.
44, yeah, like that. Yeah, I noticed you're on the Johnny Platt
Platt
number.
number.
Yeah. Best mate at the club.
Best mate at the club.
Choose carefully.
Mark Trowbridge. Vice President.
Right. Yep. Good stuff. Yeah, you need a good vice president. What about you, Nick?
Best mate.
Yeah.
Don't about
Something
mates.
you look forward to. Yeah. See,
Yes, Steph. My partner.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's supporting you. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Steak or seafood?
Oh, both. One on top of the other. Can I have that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick?
Steak, I reckon. Just
Steak. Just? Yeah. If
Cool
you're going to have a
mullet.
bit of seafood, what would you have? A little bit of whiting? Or
Cool on mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
think
The
so.
Now, when you
sandwiches are
come
beautiful
to
too.
Frog's Bar at Meningie, best Coorong mullet steak sandwiches in
Well, they were just done up there. They're pretty.
Those bad as well, yeah. Because
Well,
I've obviously carried them over here to Tintinara.
So
So,
shares in the.
The standards high.
yeah, absolutely. Frog will be watching them, don't worry. Who'd you go for in the AFL?
The only Hawks. Yeah.
Hawks.
North Melbourne.
North Melbourne, good stuff. Doing all right this year too, good to see. Who's the best player you've played with or against?
Matthew Pavic. Back at school days.
Good
Yep.
stuff, yeah, nice name drop. And Nick?
Best individual performance, probably Josh Richardson.
Yeah,
Um,
very good player, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of them, but he's probably one that stands out.
Right up there, yep. And last of all, person or player that's had the biggest influence on you when you were playing.
Probably Dad.
Yep.
Yep.
Good old dad. Yep. Are you, Nick?
Good question. Influence. I don't know actually. It would be a number of them. Probably lately, Alex Keogh.
Oh, yep. Good stuff.
So yeah, one of my offsider coaching panel staff. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, good stuff. Well, Heath, well done on getting to today. I know it's been a big effort and a long road, and in such a short period of time. So well done,
you.
Nick. All the best to today, playing
you.
coach. So
Yep.
big job today up against the Cats. So I think it's going to be an absolute cracker of a game. And thanks for your time.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, welcome back, and that was an interesting chat with both Nick and Heath, and we do thank them for their time on match day. Bads, what's your thoughts? Nick seems a very polished person, and looks like he's going to be very good for the Suns this year.
Definitely. Super organised, very measured. Doesn't talk for the sake of it. What Nick says is thought about, and he gets full results from it. So, yeah, I know that the Lameroo blokes that are now involved with the Suns are really relishing the organisation that Nick brings. So, yeah, really looking forward to that.
No, that's good. At the start of last year, we got together, the captain, myself and Johnny Kluski, look at and gave our thoughts on how the premiership table was going to finish up. So we're just going to bring that up now. Just refresh our memory. How did it all finish up?
So you said they wouldn't really win a game all year, but they really surprised a few people and finished third. They really, probably this
third.
team with the amalgamation, they're a team to not be messed with.
Well, I think he was probably the closest he did pick his beloved Imps to win the flag, which they did. And so we're going to have to give him the chockies on that one for this year. So we're going to have a look at 2023 a little bit later in the show. So let's have a look now. There's been a bit of movement amongst the clubs, and a little look at each club now to who's left the club and who's come in. And we're going to have a look at the Mallee District Storm. Linton, what have we got there?
So the coach, Adam Clun, coached Pete last year, so he's taking the Storm on board. Outs James Kellett, Lachlan Lellman and Hayden McInerney. Ins, Jacob Horn, Royce Cotter, Andy Vines comes from Onkers, highly rated, and Michael Leonard also, Riley Bowes and Lockie Paddock.
Thank you very much for that. Mark out at Maipo, what's the go?
Got the old Silver Fox back, Stevie Sumner as the coach, doing great things out there, and the outs at the moment, Pat Compton. Ins, Brady Morris back from Tarlin Bend, Charlie Kirchner from St Peter's Old Collegians, Pat Davies, Kalangadoo, Nick Hobbs from Orroroo, and Mitchell Bowley returns from Broughton Mundura, and a couple other, Jack Zardo and Jake Altman back as well. So some pretty handy ins there. So
Absolutely. Cobes over at Imps, the reigning premiers. What's happening there?
Premiers lost their coach, but we got a new coach in Brett Todd. They lost from last year's team Scott McMahon, Angus Day and Sam Demichel, so a couple of losses there, but they bring in Tyler Hobby from Loxton North and Brody Lid from Edwardstown. So a couple of moves there. But
Yeah, I think they'll be round them up. Tarlin Bend, let's have a look at that. New coach Nathan Stark out at Tarlin Bend. Some outs: Nick West Jones, Charlie Fisher, Joe Rack, Harry Porter, Connor Smelt and Brady Morris. Ins, Tom Micken from West Adelaide, Aidan Coakley from Christie's Beach, and Patrick Glynn from South Gambia.
big raps on Coakley, from what I hear.
Yeah, very good, and we'll talk a little bit more about him directly. The Suns, Linton.
Yep, obviously Nick Hyde coaching. Outs, Mark Gum, Matt Deere, Seth Nassif and Darcy Reid. Ins, huge. Tom Keogh, West Adelaide, highly rated. He'll bring a lot to the team. Jared Brown from Brighton, Brad Rosenweg from Berry, Jack Norman from Butte, Mal Moore and Nick Bridge.
Lovely work. Ramblers.
Yeah, so Mark Thurston again taking the reins at Ramblers. At this stage, no outs. Kyle Watts from Nanbremma, Daniel Gatula, I think you pronounce that, from Kingston, Kings Coat, beg your pardon, Josh Andrews from Port District, Alex Hine from Nanbremma, I'm not sure if that's a Hine Rambler name there, I'm not sure, he's a returning player.
Yep.
And Mac Wensky from Echunga, so that's the Reds.
Lovely work, thank you very much for that. Kobe, the Huron Cats.
the old Cats, we got Moller back in again, so Adam Moller back in for his third year. Out is Perfect Pete, Reichel, Tyler Robertson, Michael Greenwood, David Wilson and Jake Prosser. But they bring in Charlie Fisher from Taylor Bend, Alex Stidford from North Haven, Logan Hopper from Edwardstown and Sam Plungers from Kenilworth.
Lovely work, and a couple of those boys have retired too. Well, that's what they tell me, they've retired, but
we'll see.
haven't gone anywhere else. But we'll see whether they're back, particularly Tyler Robinson. We may just see him at some stage through the year when he gets itchy feet. Going out to Jervois, Tate Silverlock is back again as playing coach. The big out is Tony Gibson, the ruckman. In comes Josh Holding from Mount Compass and Brad Hartman from Torrens Valley. So, Mark, out at Manham.
Madam, yeah, so Ben Quinn taking the reins out there again. Out, some big outs. Harry Hawkins and Matthew Weister, just the 1 year in, two very good players. Hawkins in particular, and Blake Webster, I think he's gone up to BSR. Ins, a lot of ins. Stephen Branson, McLaren Vale, also Josh Branson and Ben Kernahan from McLaren Vale. Jacob Stagg back from Sturt, one of their juniors. Ethan Lester from Colonel Light Garden Holland from Butte, which I think Aidan did play at Manham as a kid, I reckon. Isaac Campbell as well, back from Butte, and he's also a past player. Mitch Smith from South Flinders, Matt Guy Peck from Mount Compass, big raps on him as well, and Max Wakefield from Bridgewater Callington, so a lot of ins.
Yeah, I think Holland and Hempel just went out for one season at Butte,
Yep.
back again. So,
Yep.
so yes, and we won't take too much, but Stevie Branson, very good player,
Right,
very
okay.
good player. Bit of a Rolls Royce, tall midfielder. Look, he's not 100% fit right at the moment. He's hopefully going to be up soon, ready to go.
But they've recruited well. So
They have recruited very well, and Quinny does that well. So now, on the flip side, we also had a talk to the Cats coach, Adam Moller, and the chairperson, Michael Kemp. So we'll have a little listen to the chat we had earlier with them. Welcome, Michael and Adam. Thanks for your time today on game day. First of all, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, Michael? Not everyone knows who you are and what you're about. Just give us a brief overview.
So, obviously born at Tintinara here, played all my football and been involved with the club here at Tintinara through BDT. And
played footy at Meningie from late 90s, a few years.
Best and fairest winner too?
There wasn't a very good team. We've had that discussion.
No, we haven't, but you still got your name on the board.
And yeah, come back and coach Meningie the last 2 years. Partner Kelly and she's got a daughter, an 8-year-old daughter. So, yeah.
And you did a little bit of work for Freo too, didn't you?
I did a little bit of work for Freo, yeah, just some recruiting stuff and a little bit of opposition stuff for a few years.
Yeah, good stuff. Michael, tell us about the merger process. Obviously, it's been massive, short period of time. Just tell us a bit all the things that happened.
Yep. So I guess it probably hasn't been that short a period. It's been the initial communications we had with years ago. So it's almost been 2 years to the day. So it has been a long process, but the process from where we've confirmed our merger has been short. So there has been a lot of work to cram in that, but it has been a seamless process in the way the two communities have connected, and there hasn't been any real challenges at all, to be honest, which has been a little bit surprising. You hear a lot of probably discussion around some of the challenges with communities coming together, but we found that just really, really seamless. So that's been amazing. It is, and it holds us in really good stead for the year ahead. So
and into the future too. Isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah. So we're extremely lucky. So it's been a really smooth process.
Yeah, for sure. Adam, last year, massive job, took the Meningie Bears to a prelim final. With the merger, obviously challenges bringing new players together. How have you managed that?
I think it's the challenge with or without a merger, Hoodie, really, isn't it? Like, the nature of footy clubs is your personnel is transient from year to year, so there's always a few guys that leave, leave the area or retire or whatever it might be. So, and there's always a few new guys here, regardless of the merger, is trying to get that group all on the same page.
Yeah, for sure. And we're really looking forward to today as well, I must add. Michael, 260 mils last Thursday night after training, but that's not just one. You've been doing high 180s, 200s. Obviously, that must make you feel good when you see the support coming in from far and wide. Just tell us about that.
Well, there has been moments where there has been a huge amount of work going, and it does get a little draining every now and then. I'll be the first to admit that. So to see that on those occasions, the kids here, to see huge numbers on the oval here, and today's another fantastic example of that. So that has been amazing, the support we've had, and yeah, we were confident it'd be successful, but we've been blown away by the support that we've had. So to do 260 meals on a Thursday night is just
Huge.
phenomenal.
Huge, isn't it? And I think we did find out through COVID how important community football is and netball is to the families and the community, didn't we? We knew that we needed it, didn't we?
Yep. Yep.
Adam, on paper, Cats very, very good side. As a coach, how are you going to mould that team into a winning side?
It's $1 million question, isn't it?
But you're the man that can do it, aren't you?
Well, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. It's not going to be perfect from the start, so it's going to take some time, getting the group together and getting them to play the way we want to play. So, I'm under no illusions that we're going to come out and be successful straight away. It's a process. So, like every other club, mate, we're just going to hope to improve week in, week out, and the results take care of themselves.
Absolutely. No, good stuff. Now, guys, 10 questions. Everyone that sits here gets the 10 questions. So